Hi, it's Ernie from Ernest Aquatics, the Fish Keepers channel, helping you enjoy the hobby. Today we're going to be talking about how to keep your goldfish alive. If this is your first time on my channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any future videos about goldfish, other fish, and just about aquatic life in general. So the first thing I'd like to talk about is tank size. What size tank do you need for a goldfish? Now that all differs depending on what kind of goldfish you get. A fish like a common goldfish, like my goldfish Comet here, I'd recommend at least a 30-gallon for one. They get really large and they're really good swimmers. The bigger the tank, the better. It's for other types of goldfish, like my bubble eye goldfish here, Bubbles, original name. They are not as good as swimmers and they don't get as large as the Comet. So you can get away with a little bit smaller tank. I'd say a minimum of 20 gallons for one. But goldfish in general, they all get pretty big. Now I've seen a lot of, I can't say I've seen a lot. I used to do this too before I got into fish keeping. You get a goldfish from the store, put it in a bowl, put it in like a 5-gallon tank, and it's pretty well just like torture for the fish. Never put it in less than a 20-gallon tank. It's just not fair to the fish, and it's not fair to you because your fish is going to die obviously, and you're not going to be able to enjoy it as long. The second way to keep your goldfish alive is to do weekly water changes. You know, they say too much of a good thing is a bad thing. That's not really the case when it comes to aquariums. Water changes are like gold for fish. As long as you put dechlorinator in the water, make sure the temperatures are matching. I recommend doing probably about probably about a 30% water change at least once a week. If you have a light load in your tank, that'll be fine. If you fall behind in water changes, you are going to notice your fish might get sick. Ammonia levels will get high. If your tank is brand new, I definitely recommend doing water changes even more. But long story short, keep doing those water changes. It keeps your goldfish healthy. My next piece of advice is really obvious. Well, it may seem obvious, but you need to feed your fish regularly. Once a day would be great for goldfish, and they really don't eat a whole lot. A pinch of food would be great. The only problem with goldfish is they're not going to tell you when they're full. So if you put a bunch of food in, odds are these bad boys are going to eat all of it. And if your fish doesn't eat all the food, it's just going to lay in the bottom. Your ammonia levels are going to spike, or your nitrogen cycles. So just a pinch of food once a day will keep your fish happy. You could even go every second day. They're not going to yell at you. They're stuck in the water. They can't make any noise. But definitely make sure you got a feeding schedule for your goldfish. And goldfish still eat pellets, flakes, pretty well any fish food. You're good to go. I like the little variety of different foods for my goldfish. Lately I've been feeding them omega-1 goldfish food. It's sinkable pellets. I really like it because the sinkable pellets sink down so your fish aren't always up at the water. They'll catch them down here, which is nice because goldfish have a tendency of getting like bladder problems. If they keep sucking in air from the top, definitely sinkable pellets is what I recommend, but you know what, you could do either or really. This next piece of advice is a very important one. Make sure your tank has a filter on it. I really like Canine-backed filters. Canister filters are really popular as well. You can also get filters that go right inside the water. I'm not as big of a fan of those. I have had a goldfish get caught in one before, but the hang-on-backs are great. They're not too expensive and they work really well. The reason you want a filter in your tank is it holds a lot of beneficial bacteria, which keeps your tank cycled. Without a filter, your tank has nothing filtering the water. And goldfish, they are messy creatures. If you don't have a filter, you're going to have a lot of poop in the tank, and you're going to notice it gets dirty quicker. You got to do twice as many water changes. Filters are like heaven for keeping your goldfish tank manageable. Next thing I like to talk about is tank mates. What tank mates can you put with your goldfish? Now, goldfish like cold water, or like room temperature. The best tank mates for goldfish are other goldfish. My stocking here, some people wouldn't agree with putting a Comet and like a fancy fish together, just because comets are really good swimmers and fancy goldfish can't swim as fast, so when you feed them, they say the Comet will get all the food. But I haven't had an issue with it. They're great buds. I definitely don't recommend any like tropical fish or any aggressive fish. But other goldfish, you're pretty well good to go. Just make sure you have the proper tank size. So if you follow all these steps, you should have good luck with keeping your goldfish alive. And remember, your goldfish can live up to 30 years. I think the oldest goldfish was like 40 something. Crazy, considering most people's goldfish die within the first year. So before you get a goldfish, make sure you realize this could be a lifetime commitment. I hope this video was helpful for you. If it was, make sure you hit the like button and check out my Patreon page if you'd like to get your name at the end of this video. And remember, keep doing those water changes. Until next time.